Hello, happy Monday. I was not going to go live today because I am having an awful Monday. And ugh, I'm just everything is yuck today. But I decided I'm going to do it anyway because if I skip once, that's it, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to keep going with Mindful Monday today. And I don't think I'm going to do a meditation, but I thought that we could just have a bit of a chat. And so I wanted to kind of share a little bit more about my idea for this upcoming podcast that I'm doing. It's called Project Beyond. And it's exciting to me because it's a long time coming, for one, and secondly, it's really the first time ever that my real full story is going to get out. And so I'm really excited about that, a little bit nervous because there are lots of aspects of it, not right now, that I'm just nervous to share, I think. And but at the same time, it's all stuff that I think needs to get out, because I know I'm not the only one who's had these experiences, and I think too many people just kind of sit in the dark with these things and don't share them and don't express kind of what they're going through, because it has been so taboo of a topic, or topics, because it's not just one, it's a whole array of different topics. And thankfully, outside of myself, outside of this podcast, we're shifting into an era where this stuff is becoming more acceptable to talk about, more acceptable to experience, whereas maybe even 20, 30 years ago, you would share having an experience like this and people instantly shut you down as crazy or delusional or whatever it might be. And we're not so much in that era anymore. So that's really exciting. And I don't doubt that I'll still have some people out there who don't believe and want to troll and whatever. And that's just life, I guess. And they're not the people that I'm making this for anyway. The people that I'm making this podcast for are the people who have experienced something similar to what I've gone through. And so just to kind of give a little bit more of what that means is, I know I've shared some like little tidbits of my experiences, more so with the paranormal stuff, because that was back when I had what was this channel called? Cryptic Paranormal, was it? Way back in my ghost hunting days, which I do still do. But back when I had that super old school name. And so that's a part of it, the ghost hunting and the seeing ghosts and the psychic abilities to different locations and stuff like that. But it goes a lot deeper, and I don't know how much to say now because I don't want to give it all away. But throughout my lifetime, especially childhood into my mid-20s, I've had many different types of gifts and abilities, from like remote viewing to out-of-body experiences to, of course, all my psychic stuff and my ability to see ghosts and all of that. And there's a million other things that we'll get into in the podcast. But in time, there were experiences in my life, not nice ones, where my abilities just like turned off, muted, disappeared. Don't know what happened to them. And it's been a crippling experience to have. Because if you can imagine, say you can see all of the beauty of the world, the colors, the people's faces, the different 3D dimension, whatever the dimensions of reality, just all the experiences that sight alone has, if that was just ripped away from you, you feel so crippled by that. You know there's this massive world out there that you can no longer perceive in the way that you could once perceive. And so that's what I've been feeling on a very rough and real and deep level, just that this world that I so easily accessed before was just ripped away from me. And I can only imagine comparing it to losing limbs or losing sight or both, all of the above, because it has been a very crippling experience. And because of that like crippling experience, I've gone through motions of just like pure anger and rage. Like, why have all of these gifts and then have them be ripped away, and like just not understanding what was happening, what I was going through. And so for the past 20 years, more specifically the past 10, but it goes back to about 20 years ago now, I've been on this journey of figuring out what happened. Like, why did these just poof and go away? And can I get them back? Are they really gone? Or what's happened with them? And so what's so important in sharing my story is that I can't imagine I'm the only person who's ever had an experience where you've had any type of experience and then kind of maybe grown out of it, or had a trauma of your own, to then just want to have your own gifts back. So I'm on this like huge lifelong journey of how do we redevelop these gifts that we were born with. And on like the flip side of that, maybe you're somebody who never grew up with these gifts or abilities. Can you then just develop them from the age that you are now? Which I do absolutely believe that you can. So I'm on this 20-year journey of figuring out how, first of all, what happened, what trauma response or nervous system response happened where a natural ability has just been muted or shut down or closed off or whatever. What's that? Because I think if we can identify what that is, that kind of helps us to create either walls that we can put up to prevent it from happening, or even just the awareness of it alone can be like, okay, this is what I'm going through. Now I know how to kind of backpedal and get back into who I was and the abilities that I had. So with this podcast that I'm doing, I'm bringing in specialists from around the world, people top in the field, and we are going on a deep dive of how do we recreate, redevelop, relearn all of these different abilities. And in my own experience of figuring all of these things out, my abilities are coming back, which I'm so excited about. And they're nowhere near the level that they used to be, but that's okay. I'm seeing the changes happening, and I'm inching up level by level by level again. And so that's really exciting to me, because that shows me that these things don't just go away. They might be suppressed through trauma or whatever experiences we've gone through, or maybe just like a muscle we don't use very often. It becomes weak and we just need to strengthen it again. But the fact is, those abilities are still within grasp, and there's ways to reactivate them. just really, really step into them again. So that's kind of what this new journey for myself is about, and bringing you along with me, because again, I know I'm not the only person in the world who has had abilities and then suddenly they've vanished, or maybe you've never had abilities and you want to learn how to create them. These are all things that we can learn how to redo or do in the first place. So I'm very, very, very excited about it. I keep seeing this person make a comment, and then by the time I read it, it's deleted. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's happened every time I go live now. But anyway, so that is what is going on with my new podcast and what's coming up. We start filming next week, and I'm really excited. Some of it's going to be like face-to-face filming, podcast style, and then some of it is going to be like Zoom style for the people that aren't in the same country as me. But we have an amazing, amazing, amazing lineup already. We're going to go through some like of the more like, I don't even like using the word spiritual with this stuff anymore, because it's being proved more and more that they're just other senses. So like stuff with the Monroe Institute, who are teaching you how to do remote viewing, how to have out-of-body experiences, how to connect with other dimensions and realities and the expanded consciousness. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people from the Monroe Institute. And then as we kind of shift in that, that's going to be a huge part of the podcast. And that's going to include me going to the Monroe Institute for residential in September. So this is like a long ongoing journey, and I'm so excited about it. But after that, we're going to kind of slip into my old categories of stuff that I love, from like cryptozoology, aliens, ghost hunting, Montauk Project, and the connections with Stranger Things, just like all of that stuff that's like becoming more normal to talk about, and people are then also having more experiences. So I myself have had many experiences that I've not shared with you. And so it's all going to come out. It's all coming out. It's all coming out on the table. And it's going to be so much fun and so interesting and so exciting. And the people that I'm having join in are just going to be incredible. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm super excited. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you do, because all of the podcasts will be here. And then I'll eventually have it like split the audio out from it, and I think put it on Spotify. That was a census of what was the next best place to put things. So I'll do Spotify. And oh, Scott, hi, thank you. Good to hear from you. And yeah, so I'm beyond excited with everything that's coming. There's going to be lots of location recordings as well, doing kind of like the old ghost hunting that I used to be doing, but like way more fun, way more real, way more recorded, way more evidence-based. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, join me and share my channel if you have friends that you think would be interested in this stuff, or if you have friends or family who have had their own abilities that have kind of faded over the years and would like to gain them back. This is a channel that will teach you how to do it. And I will not stop until I find the answers, because this is for me as much as it is for you. So I will be hounding every single person that I'm interviewing until I get the answers that are like, aha, yes, that's the light bulb moment. Thank you. So yes, Scott, absolutely. I will be in touch with you. Scott is somebody from my paranormal past. So we will definitely be doing something together as well, if he's open to that. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So amazing. And I'm I'm too excited to get going. I want to start immediately, but we're starting filming next week. And yeah, so keep in touch. And I'm sorry there's no meditation today. It's one of those Mondays that I just want to crawl back in bed and pretend it's the weekend. So I might go do that now. But I hope you all have a beautiful week, and I will see you. Well, I'll keep posting videos here and there throughout the week, but then I will see you next Monday for live Mindful Monday and hopefully a meditation if I'm feeling better. So have a lovely time, and I'll see you all later. Bye.